All right. So for this lesson, you are going to be dividing by multiples of 10, 100, and 1,000. We've already done dividing by 10, 100, and 1,000. This one is dividing by multiples of those numbers. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and show you what this worksheet looks like because there's a lot of lines and it's a little confusing. Note that this blue box is supposed to be here. It's just covering up dividing by 10, which we've already done. So we don't want you to have to do more work than necessary. So that is why that is there. Now, notice, there we go. All right, so we're dividing a number by 30. So 30 is a multiple of 10, right? 10, 20, 30. So that's going to be important. So they're taking and they're saying, okay, 5,610 divided by 10, then divided by 3. Because 30 can be broken up into 10 times 3, and I can divide it separately. So I can divide by 10 and then divide by 3. Just makes it a little simpler because I can use my patterns with tens, and then I only have to divide by a 1-digit number instead of a 2-digit number. So after I divide by 10, remember that just cancels out the 0. I'm left with 561. Then I can do that divided by 3 and get my answer. So let's go over here and do one or more together. So if I have 3,000 divided by 60. Okay, well again, this 6 can be divided up into 10 times 6. So that's why they say 3,000 divided by 10. Then I'm dividing that by 6. Well, I'll take this 10, cancel out a 0. So now I'm just doing 300 divided by 6. There's some different strategies we can use. If you wanted to do it longhand, you can say, okay, 6 doesn't go into 3. 6 goes into 35 times. 5 times 6 is 30. Subtract, I get 0. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 0 times. So I do have to write that 0 up on top. Or I could just say, oh, 30 divided by 6 is 5. And then I have an extra 0 on there. So again, let me show you what they mean on this next one. Sorry, let me pause. Okay, if you need, obviously you can pause it if you need to write it down. But I know sometimes I talk a little fast. So here we have 1,040 divided by 40. Remember 40 I can split up into 10 times 4. So now I can do 1,040 divided by 10. Cancel out the 0. Leave me with 104 that I'm dividing by 4. And then you can just do that long division and get your answer. I'm not going to do that one for you. But again, I just want to remind you what goes in which little blank because it's confusing. All right, same thing here. We're just splitting up the 60 into 10 and 6. Divide by 10 and then divide by 6. Here we're dividing by 10 and then by 5, by 10 and then by 7. If you want to go through and find those answers and put the letters in here, it's a little trivia. Which U.S. president had a sign on his desk that said the buck stops here? Now, please don't use this trivia. You can go figure out Harry S., what his last name is. You could use that to reverse engineer your answers. But I do want you to have this practice because it is good practice. All right. Now when we get to 100 and 1,000, it's a very similar idea, except 300 can be broken up into 103. So then I'm dividing by 100, canceling out 2 zeros. Then I'm just left with 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, so again, 100 times 4 is 400. So I can cancel out those 2 zeros. I'm left with 16 divided by 4. That's just a fact I can find on a multiplication chart, as is 21. 22 will require some long division. Woo, it's like a code. So again, 500 can be broken up into 105. Same thing with these 1,000s. 3,000 can be split apart into 1,003. and then I'm just dividing by 1,000, and then I divide by 3 after that. It's just a simpler way, because setting up a big long division problem where I'm doing 9,000 divided by 3,000 might seem really overwhelming, but if I have those zeros I can cancel out, then that simplifies that. And really, I don't even have to sort of break it up like this. I can just say, okay, cancel out a 0, cancel out a 0, cancel out a 0. I'm left with 9 times 3. That's another option. They're just showing you all the steps on this. So say I had something, this isn't one of the problems, but if I had 52,000 divided by 40. Okay, well I can take this 0, cancel that out, and then I could just do 5,200 divided by 4. So I don't necessarily have to do that whole steps that it's showing me, but they are just showing you sort of the steps behind it. That we're canceling out the zeros first, and then we're doing the division. Let me know if you need more help. Other than that, good luck.